Right. Hello. Welcome to the Stonksy Indicator live stream. Let me just check that the audio is working. Right, that is working. That's very cool. I'm going to add a bit of background music because I think it's going to be like a fairly sort of laid back sort of one today. There's one here I used before. I think it's called Acoustic Cinematic. I think that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's turn it down a little bit for the time being. Okay. Right. So let's just go to the comments. I don't think we've got anyone here yet. Apparently there are 15 people watching, so that's pretty cool. Let me just turn that down a bit more because I think I can hear it too much. Oh, and you probably heard the sound coming out of my computer as well. Let me just check the volume again. Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so if anyone is there, can you say hello? Otherwise, I think I'm probably just seem like I'm talking to myself. But anyway, let's just move this around a bit so I've got a bit more space there. Okay, right. So this is the Stonksy indicator channel. This is all about the Stonksy indicator, which I'm not fully showing on the chart at the moment. This part down here, hang on, let me get to the right screen. Right. So this part down here, this actually is the Stonksy oscillator. Okay, so this is part of the indicator that determines the momentum of the asset. Now we're looking at Bitcoin here. Let me just get rid of this part there so it makes it a bit bigger. So we're looking at Bitcoin here, and before I get into the oscillator, I'm just going to talk about this this triangle. This is I think what they call a ascending triangle pattern. A lot of people aren't massively into triangles and patterns, but there are a few that I think do play out pretty well. Oh, I've just noticed CD Cherry Tree is here. Hello, mate. Really good to see you. That's a visitor from over the pond, somewhere in the States. So yeah, very welcome. It must be, I guess it's about 9 AM for you now, so it's probably not too bad. So I hope you're going to have a great weekend and all that. Here in the UK, I think it's the hottest day of the year today, and I believe where I am in the south of England, I think it's going to get up to about 30 centigrade. So I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but that's quite hot for the UK. That is. Okay, so it's 7 AM for you. That's okay. Well, I'm probably talking to you while you're having your breakfast or something. Anyway, yeah. So first of all, just going to look at this this ascending triangles. Now, I don't think I've drawn that particularly well. I'm drawing this on the 15-minute time frame, and what I do try and do with these, if I am using them, I try and get the lines to either sit on wicks or candle bodies, and I don't think I've got that right, because I think I should have gone for that candle body there, which would have then put it on that candle body there, that one there, and then at this end it's something like that, I would say. Yeah, I mean, my kind of problem with these is, like, you can just draw them however you like, really. I mean, maybe I should have gone back to that candle body there. Actually, that's probably better, isn't it? So you get the idea. You need as many touch points as possible. So that's a touch point there. There's one there. There's a candle body there. Candle body there. Candle body there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to quickly just mention this on my Telegram group. If you want to join my Telegram group, it's more to do with my channel rather than Stonksy Indicator. But if you go to savethecrypto.org/TG, okay, TG for Telegram, you'll get to it. Don't try and search for it, because occasionally you do get people who do try and impersonate me for some reason. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but some people do. I'd probably say they can scam you anyway. Right, so I'm just going to post a little thing in my... So hopefully we'll get a few more visitors along because of that. Okay. So this is, I think it is an ascending triangle pattern. And the top of it, how good's the top? The top could be better, I think. The top's supposed to be horizontal. And I kind of need to match it with them candle bodies there. So that's got kind of 1, possibly 2, 3. Yeah, it's got a few touch points. So this to me is a fairly valid pattern, I think. So let's have a look what Google says about ascending triangle patterns. I quite like this with Google now. It does this kind of AI overview now, which I think is quite good, really, because I've kind of noticed that I'm using Google less and less. You know, I'm just sort of going to like Grok or ChatGPT. Actually, Grok is my favorite, as many people might know. You know, I tend to go to those LLMs, if you like, to find out answers to things rather than going to Google. And that was interesting as well, because like a couple of weeks ago I was at this search engine optimization conference in Manchester, and whereas in the past everyone I'd been to is always talking about getting rankings in Google, now it's kind of all about feeding the large language models with the right kind of content so that they pull your content out when they're giving answers, and things like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Grok as well. So anyway, but I quite like this AI overview. It's probably about time that Google did that. So this here says an ascending triangle pattern is a bullish chart formation that typically signals a continuation of an uptrend. It's characterized by a horizontal resistance line at the top and an upward sloping support line formed by higher lows. This pattern suggests that buyers are gradually gaining strength, leading to a potential breakout above resistance level. Okay, and really, if you kind of look at what we've got, it makes sense. I always think these all the patterns you see on charts are kind of they're all psychological things. For example, just the idea of getting higher lows. So basically, that's people who want to go long, and at this point they're thinking like, right, shall I go long here? And they miss it, right? So the price goes up and they think, okay, well, if it comes down again, I'll go for it. So the price didn't really come down until here, and they thought, okay, well, now it's back to this level here where we had a bit of interest there. We're back to here, let's go long again. So that pushes the price back up, but then when it gets up here, a lot of people have like a sort of sell price in mind, so they kind of sell there, the price comes back down, and then this time they think, okay, we're not going to get it as low as last time while we're still in a bullish trend. So they come down here, and then to me it just seems that what people do is people like, I guess it's probably like the retail investors, I suppose, retail traders are actually just starting to draw these lines in. They think, well, okay, well, that happened there, the price came back here, so maybe it'll do that again. So people actually setting, they are actually setting buy orders down here, and then up the price goes. Now, of course, this has the effect of like sooner or later, people are actually sort of buying here, and they think, well, if I sell there, I'm not going to make much of a profit, so I'll wait a bit, So at that point, you can get the things like, you get the false breakouts like that, where people think, right, I'm hanging on to it. Oh, that might be enough now, so they sell and the price comes back down. So you get the false breakouts like that. But then at some point, what's going to happen is it'll break out. People think, okay, we're off now, I'm going to hang on to my position, at which point you get other people FOMOing in, going long or buying, at which point the price breaks out and goes up. Okay, so that to me is how I understand how these kind of patterns work, and even things like the head and shoulders. If you think about it, let's think about like an inverse head and shoulders, for example. So the price comes down and people think, I might go long now, so people go long, and they think, okay, well, we're back to where it started, so I'm going to sell there. So people sell, and then the price comes down, and then people might try and get in here, but they say, oh bloody hell, the price is still coming down, and then people go, right, okay, it's definitely at a bottom now. That might match some previous kind of price action, so the price goes up, and then they get to that level there, and the price, they sell, the price comes down, and then you think, well, it's not going to go as low as that one, so it'll probably go about as low as it did last time, and then up it goes. So to me, there's like no real great mystery about patterns, really. I think they are more caused by, well, definitely caused by emotions, So I think that what I'm trying to say is, well, this should have some sort of probability of breaking out. Let's see what else it says here. Okay, so horizontal line, flat line connecting two or more price highs. Yeah, we got that. Representing a resistance level where, sorry, I'm not showing the right tab again. Say that again. Right, so flat line connecting two or more price highs representing a resistance level where selling pressure tends to be strong. Okay, so we've got that. Rising support line, okay, an upward sloping line connecting two or more higher lows, indicating that buyers are becoming more aggressive and pushing the price higher. Okay, that makes sense. Consolidation. The price action is contained within the triangle pattern as it consolidates, with buyers and sellers reaching a balance before a breakout. Okay, that makes sense. And so how to trade it. So entry. Traders often look to enter a long position after a confirmed breakout above the resistance level, ideally with increased volume. So I guess we're looking at the price going up and then coming back to the horizontal line, and then at that point that line, rather than being resistance, has become support, you know. So once again, it's just back to, you know, basic sort of like support and resistance type stuff. Okay, so target. A common target for the price movement is the height of the triangle projected upwards from the breakout point. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a moment. That's important. Confirmation. Traders often use other technical indicators like the relative strength index, or some people call it the really stupid indicator, or volume analysis to confirm the breakout. And let me read that again. Traders often use other technical indicators like the RSI, I won't be rude about it this time, or volume analysis to confirm the breakout and assess the strength of the move. Yeah, because obviously, you know, having volume with the breakout is, you know, what we're looking for. False breakouts. It's important to be aware that false breakouts can occur where the price briefly moves above the resistance but then falls back below it. So depending on what time frame you've drawn your candles with, for example, I'd use the 15-minute in my example, you're looking for a candle close on the 15-minute time frame above that horizontal line. Okay, so it says, in essence, the ascending triangle indicates a potential bullish continuation as buyers gradually overcome selling pressure and push the price higher. Okay, so what I really want to know is the actual, what's the actual, what do you call it, the probability of that, of it breaking bullish. Does that say so here? Okay, let's have a look. Ascending triangle. That doesn't give a value for that. Okay, let's just assume for the moment it's a bullish pattern. Okay, so let's have a look again at the chart. Okay, so this is the 15-minute time frame. Now what I want to do here is put it on the 6-minute time frame, which I know is a time frame that SMFC, aka Dean, the Stonksy guy, uses quite a lot for some of the strategies, including the bot strategies that are within Stonksy as well. So if you are signed up to Stonksy and you've got the indicator, you're also able to use the Stonksy trading bot, which works by it's actually one of the copy trading bots within BLOFIN, but you do have to be signed up with the BLOFIN account that is linked at the top of the chat that we've got today. Okay, so I put three links up there. There's one to BLOFIN, which is the exchange we're using, and also Stonksy itself. And by the way, you can use code BOT20 to get 20% off your first month. And there's also a link to Crypto Saving Expert, where you can join Crypto Saving Expert with an 80% discount, which means you're only paying £20 a month, which I think is probably about, I don't know what that is, about $26, $27, something like that. So not a lot of money, literally. I think, as Dave says, it's cheaper than a Starbucks coffee a day. I can't think of anything worse than Starbucks coffee a day, but so I'd probably rather have Stonksy rather than a Starbucks coffee. Yeah, I'm more into the a nice sort of European little espresso, a proper espresso. If you get an espresso from Starbucks, they're like, they're massive and don't really do the job. They're not strong enough. Okay, we got Daf. I'm going to pronounce your name. I'm going to pronounce your name a bit more. I'm going to say Dafuk, right? Because I don't want to get any problems. See the cherry tree saying I can do it. I've forgotten what I was talking about when you said that. But oh yeah, you mean you can? Oh, you can have breakfast at the same time as as listening to my dulcet tones. Okay, that's great, brilliant. I just want to check that music's still going. Oh. Why is there an echo? Is there an echo there? Or am I imagining it? I'm just going to mute my mic a second and then just check some. Right, I'm a bit confused now. Am I getting an echo when I'm talking? There's no echo there. Okay. Why am I hearing that then? That is really weird. Let me have a little think. Okay, well, if I'm not getting an echo, that's good. Oh, I know why. No, I don't. I bet I've got a different... No, I haven't. Weird. Okay, right. I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, I know. I've got two tabs open where I'm looking at the stream. Right, I'm just going to have a little check again. Perfect. Okay, right. Okay, panic over. By the way, I did get the Virgin Media who supply my internet. I did get them to come out yesterday and have a look at my internet because I also use that. Well, I can use that for also getting like TV via fibre. I don't actually watch any TV, so I hadn't actually plugged in the TV box for ages, but I was curious to see if it worked or not. I plugged it in, it didn't get beyond the initial like welcome screen, so I kind of assumed there was something wrong with the internet. Anyway, the guy came along, changed the TV box, and he just said, well, the old one's fried, which I thought that's pretty rubbish really for a bit of equipment that's like less than a year old. And but he also adjusted the internet as well, so apparently the problem is the actual signal coming through the fibre was too high. So if you're thinking about like signal to noise ratios, it meant that the actual the noise level was too high, so basically turning it down made it see the zeros and ones better, once, because it's obviously digital, isn't it? So it made it see the 0 and 1s better. And the problem it was giving wasn't on the download, it was more when you were uploading. But obviously as you stream, you're basically uploading a lot, and you're also downloading as well, because you're actually looking at the screen, and that's all being supplied to you. So if you are streaming at any point, then yeah, do make sure that your upload speed is as good as your download speed, because I ran some diagnostics on it that were supplied by Virgin Media, and it said everything was fine, but obviously it wasn't. Anyway, bearing that in mind, I shouldn't get any dropouts or things like I've been plagued with slightly during the week. Anyway, so that's good. So Dafuk, I've forgotten who you really are. You're Brit-Australian, I think, aren't you? In my Telegram, I think that's who you are. Yeah. So I think that's a British guy who lives in Australia. So it's probably about Tuesday by now, isn't it? No, it's I guess it's Sunday. No, probably very late Saturday night, possibly early Sunday morning. I don't know. I can never work out Australian time frames. Anyway, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. But oh yes, I was talking about the 6-minute time frame, wasn't I? So 6-minute time frame with Stonksy. So if I pop on the actual indicator itself, you can see here that it did a thing this morning where it kind of went green, and then it went red for a little bit, and then it went green again. This happened quite early, and I didn't particularly notice that because I was asleep, but I did wake up reasonably early. Now, this actually would have worked with my idea that when you see it cross from like red to green, if you miss the entry, it's worth setting an order for wherever it crossed into the green. And if I just put in a horizontal ray, so that would have been where that green candle then became the red body of the candle, just there. Okay, so that is at the actual level that it entered the green zone on the 6-minute time frame, and you can see that it came back down here again at 8:48 this morning. That's UK time, by the way, which is 1 hour on from UTC. So 8:48 would be 7:48 UTC. So the price came back down there, and it also came back down a bit later, in fact just before I started the stream, and it's also done it again like a few minutes ago. So, you know, if you see, I think a reasonable strategy, okay, if you miss the 1 hour entry, because the 1 hour entry on this green background was like a day or so ago, and if you miss that, then, you know, I think a good one to look for is probably the 6-minute. And what's even better is if you get this green triangle here. Now, to see that, what me and Dave have been doing, we've been setting this sensitivity and confirmation period for the bullish bearish arrow settings on Stonksy. We've been setting the sensitivity to 8 and the confirmation period to 1. Okay, that seems to work with this. So, you know, you get the green bullish confirmation arrow there, and you know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you get that, the price goes up and then it comes down again, but you know, then it goes up even higher, comes back down again, and hopefully we're going to go a little bit higher, you know, sooner or later. Now, we are sitting on this line here that I drew from that triangle, and it's always really tempting to move it, isn't it? Because when you see that, obviously I'm on a different time frame now, I'm on a 6-minute time frame, but you see that, and the candle body looks slightly below that, but then you think, oh well, it is there as well, you know, so you get really tempted to just kind of move it a little bit and think, maybe I'm looking at that instead. I mean, there's not a lot in it, but you know, anyway, if you're into your patterns, I think this is going to be interesting, because it's going to do something, isn't it? But it is Saturday, so anything could happen. Talking of Saturday, oh yeah, so it is Brit Australian. Hello, mate. So Saturday evening here, December the 15th. Brilliant. Wouldn't that be great if you could just sort of, you know, message your mate in Australia and say, just, you know, tell me the price of Bitcoin tomorrow? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Sadly, it doesn't work like that. Although I believe there are people who, you know, not pointing fingers, but in a certain country where 9/11 happened, you know, they realised that people in like places like Germany knew about it earlier in the day, and they said, why didn't they warn us? Anyway, I can't actually believe anyone is that stupid. Actually, I can, but yeah. Right, sorry to sorry to CD. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're very clever. I'm going to shut up now, right, before I get. Yes, I'm digging myself into a hole here. That's not good. Okay, now the other thing I did draw on this chart here was this blue line here. No, I just did that, didn't I? That was the entry. The other thing I did on some other chart, which I can't find at the moment, is I looked at the price of the CME close on Friday. Now the CME closed at $118,140. I did check this out, and I compared that price with what, for example, the Bybit chart was showing. So the Bybit USDT perpetual chart, which I think is the one I was looking at a few seconds ago. Yes, it was. Okay. And there's about a $500 premium on the CME one. So, you know, the price you're looking at for the Bybit chart to come back to will be something like that minus about $500. Okay, so that would be, what would that be? That would be like 117 6 or 700, something like that, which is pretty much exactly where we are now, isn't it? In fact, we're just gone down a little bit now. Okay, so what's happening here? So let's go back to the 15. Yeah, let's go back to the 15-minute chart, because that did just break down a little bit. But is that just like what it did there? Okay, so that candle hasn't closed there, and that candle won't close for 12 minutes. And you see, at this point, you know, I start thinking, well, okay, is this triangle just nonsense? You know, should I just be looking at these channels instead? These are channels provided by Stonksy, and these tend to be pretty good as well. You know, I mean, should I just forget about the triangle and just look at things like the price comes down, touches that inner channel, and goes back up? You know, will that do that again? If so, you know, would that be a good entry there? Quite possibly. I think, to be honest, on a Saturday, it's going to be difficult to do anything. We have, however, if we look at the momentum oscillator here, we have just got this green histogram line here, which means there is the potential for the price to change direction as it did there. Let's see if that coincided. Yeah, so you see, like this one here, when that happened, the price came down and then went back up again. That seemed to have just temporarily disappeared, but you know, yeah, basically it's just going sideways today, isn't it? But I am still hopeful we might get a little bit of a pump. But if we do get a pump, then I will be expecting it to come back down to the price we're at now because of the CME come Sunday night, or even like Monday or Tuesday. Oh, let's have a look. I've got some more people in here. Mr. Delta, hello, mate. Best off-piste ever. Right, I've forgotten what we're talking about. Oh, is that me rambling? I don't know. Nanu, is this recorded? Yes, it's recorded, and no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm absolutely, completely live now. I did think about recording it and then doing it as one of the premiere things, but I decided that was a bad idea, and it's better to just do it live. Because at the moment, you know, if you start looking at Bitcoin, you make a video about it, you know, by the time you've published it, then it's usually, like, you know, wrong or it's, you know, changed radically. Okay. Oh, still showing. I keep doing this, don't I? Right. Hang on a sec. Alright, so that's that one. Right. So sorry about that. I don't know how to sort of remind myself that I need to do that. I think I think my plan is I'm going to get a big monitor. I think I'm going to get a big monitor so I can see everything at once, because now I'm just flicking my eye between two different computers, thinking like, what are you guys seeing, and what am I rambling on about? But anyway, yeah, okay. Okay. Nanu saying Yahoo Dafuk. Okay, so Evidently. Oh, I see. Me rambling. Okay, good. Yeah. So what I was rambling about was this oscillator thing here, which is there on the 15-minute. Just have a look on the 1 hour. So I had noticed that the 1 hour one, yeah, you see on the 1 hour thing, this has been right at the top here, and it's just actually started to move. So it's just started to come down a little bit. So maybe we're not going to go up, you know. Maybe it is going to come down. Yeah, okay. It's possible, isn't it? You can see here that the Stonksy thing has been green on the 1 hour since 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, and it's had a good run, hasn't it? Because we were down here, down here somewhere, and that's gone up, you know, 8%. So that's very nice. It's got a little notification on my phone. Let's have a look what that is. Oh, it's about Netflix. That's not. Okay. And right, is Gonksy here? I can't remember. I think got a message from Gonksy on Discord. Okay, right. Unusual notifications about spam on YouTube. Not this one, by the way. Cool. Let's have a look what my British Australian friend is saying. Excellent. My chart here showing a support region around 117.5. Price has bounced here 3 times in the last 12 hours. 117.5. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, I lost my cursor now. 117.5. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's go to like the. Oh, looks a mess, isn't it? Let me turn Stonksy off for a moment just so I can see what I'm doing. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to a different chart where I haven't got that triangle. I think it's disturbing me at the moment. Okay. So 117.5, you say? And you're saying it in the last 12 hours. Last 12 hours, that would be to about like midnight. Well, midnight for me anyway. Oh, okay. Let's put a line in. We'll change that to 117.500 and give it the say who said that. Actually, let's make it a different colour. Let's make it what's a good colour? Good Australian colour. I don't know, like yellow for like burning sunshine. Having said that, it's bloody nice out here today, actually. I can't believe I'm indoors. Okay, so I think you mean a little bit more than 12 hours, because I would say about then, which was 10 o'clock last night, which is just over 12 hours. And I suppose, you know, even if you put on like a VRVP, you'd probably see a reasonable amount of activity at that level. Yeah, okay, I can. Depends how you zoom in, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll give you that. And look, we're having a little bounce as well. So, nice. I will confess, I am actually in. I am in a long trade already, which is probably looking terrible. Actually, I'll show you. So, I was kind of messing about with that 6-minute thing this morning, and I kind of I basically sort of went into this trade, and I kind of started going in and out a little bit, and then just taking a little bit of profit here and there. So at the moment, I am quite down, like 13% down with that. I've taken $180 profit already. So there's that. I'm doing this on BLOFIN, where I've got I'm doing 2 trades. I'm doing this one here, this is Bitcoin USD, so I'm using Bitcoin as the margin here, and this is going well. This is like 78% in profit. What I don't like about BLOFIN though, if you're doing the actual coin M, as they call it, that's the inverse perpetual thing, it doesn't actually give you like dollar values for the profit and loss. It just says 0.002 Bitcoin, and then where it quotes the margin, it just tells you that in Bitcoin. So I can't, off the top of my head, I don't really know how much that is. I think it's about $400 or something. I think it's something like that. But I'm not sure. Whereas obviously if you're trading USDT, it shows you there. It says 3,276. What happens in Bybit, which I can probably show you as well. Let me have a look. I'm not sure if I've logged in with Bybit on this computer. Right, I'm going to have to... no, I need to log in with that. Okay, I won't show that for the moment, but what it does on Bybit, it shows you, it will say here, it will say that amount of Bitcoin, then approximately equal to, and then give you a dollar value. And then in the same way with the profit and loss, it will say, 0.00 whatever Bitcoin, approximately equal to, and then a dollar value. And I find that really useful, and I really wish BLOFIN would do that as well with the coin M trades. But anyway, so that is obviously a bit of a big position at the moment. So that's quite scarily down, isn't it? That's $400 down, but it's only 13%. So if we bounce, I'll be happy. But I'm going to keep my eye on that, because I've actually found myself like missing a few trades because I've been streaming this week, and I can kind of see what happens with Dave, when Dave's doing the streams, because he doesn't seem to hardly ever be in a trade. When he does, it kind of goes a bit wrong. And I think it's because he's so busy doing all the streaming, that you really can't pay attention to the charts at the same time, really. I mean, for those of you who do like a job at the same time as you've got trades going, I honestly don't know how you do it. I don't think I could do that. I certainly wouldn't be able to, give a job my all and sort of like be good at my job if I was, looking at the charts all the time. So yeah, I don't know how you guys do it, but I know some of you do. And I believe there's a guy in the Stonksy Discord. I don't quite know what his job is, actually. I think it's Jeff, actually, but I think he's got some kind of emergency service type job, and he kind of works like nights and stuff, and it's obviously a very responsible job, and I'd find that really hard to do, because I find that trading does kind of mess with my sleep and everything, so there is that. Anyway, let's just have a look at these comments. Right, so just to recap, yeah, so 117.5 bounce 3 times. Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's what I'm hoping for myself. Nanu was saying, what time frame? Does it matter what time frame? Okay, so yeah, 12ish. Reading is 117.435 to 117.570. Okay, that's cool. That's the zone we're in at the moment. Dafux is on the 15-minute time frame for that one. Okay. CD saying, does BitUnix have coin M now? Oh, I saw an alert on my phone, but I can't find it on the app. I don't know, to be honest. I can have a look on my other computer. I haven't seen anything like that. Let me just have a look on the actual browser. Just need to. So I know you guys can't see that. I don't really want to talk about other exchanges here. Oh, can't even get the thing to work actually. Right. I don't know. Hang on. As far as I can see, we haven't got that at the moment. No. Yeah. You sure it was Bit Unix you saw, not BLOFIN? Because BLOFIN introduced it quite recently. It was only like, you know, like a week or so ago. You know, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. So RN saying, what's Stonksy saying? Stonksy. Let's have a look. So, do you mean for Bitcoin? Well, this is kind of what we've been talking about, isn't it? So what I'm saying generally is on the 1 hour time frame, Stonksy, let's pop it back on. On the 1 hour time frame, we've been in this green area since like Tuesday. You know, so it's been, so Stonksy is saying on a more slightly macro scale, Stonksy is saying that it's bullish at the moment and the price is going to go up. It might, however, come back down in the shorter time, so it's worth looking at the smaller time frames. So I like the one that SMFC, one of the coders for Stonksy, likes, and for some reason that's not shown that with BitGet. But if we look at, say, a different chart, you can see that on the 6 minute time frame, that has actually been that's been green since about 6 o'clock this morning, but the price has actually come back down. That said, we're at the bottom of this Stonksy channel thing here, so normally it hits that and then bounces off, just like it did here, like it did here, like it did here, here, here. Get the idea? So when it touches that inner band, it tends to bounce off. So I think we're probably looking at a little bit of a bounce right now, but we'll see what happens. I'm probably only going to do the stream for another like 10 or 15 minutes, unless anyone's got any really good questions or topics they want me to talk about, because it is Saturday and it is rather beautiful outside, and I do want to go and touch some grass, as they say. Okay, so I mean, Stonksy, yeah, in those kind of time frames is looking bullish, I would say. If you go down to like the 3 minute time frame, you can see here that at the moment it's in like a no trade zone. So what you've got down here, though, to give you a clue what's going to happen next, you've got this momentum oscillator being right down here at the bottom, but then you've been getting these like green histogram lines here, indicating that the price should probably turn around a little bit, but this is only on the 3 minute time frame. So for example, when you got those here, you know, the price only went up a little bit, but the fact that it's come down a bit, will it get down to this part of the graph there, this part of the chart there? I don't know. Oh, what was Dafuk's levels? 117 to 435. Your bounce area at the moment. Okay. So at the moment, but what I would say is something that I was talking about at the start of the stream, is that quite often when you get these green backgrounds on Stonksy, quite often the price will come back to where it started, and it's definitely done that, and it's gone below actually. So what have we got? Oh, we've also got this green triangle. Oh, did we have a green triangle? But we briefly had a little green triangle there, indicating that the price might be going up. So this could be very near a kind of bottom, like a very, very temporary bottom, you know. Is that music still going? Oh yeah, it's good. Cool. Right. So, yeah, to answer your question, RN, I would say that Stonksy is generally indicating that things are bullish, and right at the moment we might be near a little a local bottom, if you like. Nanu, strong demand zone 415 and 430 for 415. Not sure what you mean by 415 and 430. Are we talking Bitcoin there? Or are you actually talking about the time? I don't know. Sorry, I don't quite know what you mean there, Nanu. If you can explain, I'd love to know. Dafuk, enjoy that grass, mate. Grows well here. Yeah, I don't actually. Actually, I do actually. Yeah, no. Right, I'm not gonna incriminate myself. I'll tell you what I don't do anymore. I don't do the green stuff and drink at the same time, because that always got me in a mess. So I don't do that. But yes, Nanu tested once. Okay. Oh, do you mean like 140? No, I don't know what you mean by. I don't know what you mean by 415 and 430. Don't know what you mean, mate. Not sure. Anyway, I think everyone here knows about Stonksy, don't they? So if you don't, then let me just bring up the page. I do need to show this. All the links you need are in the chat at the start. And I've just brought up the wrong page. For some reason, I've typed in Stonksy. Obviously, a bit, what do you call it? Subconsciously typing Stonksy. Okay, so here's Stonksy, and this is what it costs. Most people tend to use the monthly subscription, which you can get 20% off if you use the code whatever I said before. Hang on a sec. It was the code is BOT20, BOT20, which gets you 20% off the first month. Although if you look at it, if you compare it with the annual, I mean, $999. You can actually get it cheaper as well. If you use my code, which is SWC10, you can get 10% off that. So you get £99 off that, which makes it about 900 quid. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. So £900. So divide that by 12. It's, I don't know what's that's about 70 or 80 quid a month. So 20 or 30 pounds a week. You know, it's pretty reasonable, to be honest, I think. So anyway, that's what the channel's all about. So, but also we do like looking at the price of Bitcoin and other things as well. If you weren't here yesterday, I've got a thing saying my browser lost connection. Let me just check it's working. No, it's working. Okay. Right, I'm going to ignore that. Still don't know. There's 4:15. Oh, I see. You are talking about the time. 4:15 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. Oh, okay. Obviously depends what time zone you're in. I'm guessing if you haven't told me, you might be in the UK. So 15 and 4:30. It's quite weird to sort of talk about the time. Or maybe you mean that. Yeah. What price level are you looking at there, Nanu? For your tight zone. Not sure exactly. I think are you looking at this bit here, maybe? If so, yeah. Let's zoom out a minute, just to get an idea of what's going on here. Let's zoom out a lot. Let's turn Stonksy off for a moment. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? We have come up massively, so you know, when things go up like that, they come down, don't they? So it's got to say at the moment, isn't it? Stonksy on. Let's try something bigger, like 2 hour. I think that was one that TMG used to like quite a lot. Right, 2 hours not showing anything on that, but that is the MEX-C charts. Let's just try a few different ones. Sometimes charts that have got more data tend to show different things. Yeah, I think the thing is at the moment we just, you know, we're pretty much up in blue sky breakout territory, aren't we? So it's really hard to say what's going to happen next because there's no history up here. Let's expand that out a bit. I would say though, that triangle I was talking about at the start, I think that is probably irrelevant now, unless and this is my problem with triangles, because you think, okay, before I was looking at, you know, wicks and bodies and stuff like that, so now should I be looking at that wick there, that one there, and then that one there, and you think, oh, okay, well that would go with that wick there, and you think, oh, is that the triangle now? And you know, to me, you can always find a way to draw them to suit whatever you're thinking. If that was the case, then you know we're looking at a breakout tomorrow, not today, which is quite feasible, isn't it? And if we look at that zoomed in now, you know, that's kind of making sense there, you know. So what could happen? Maybe we have a little pump now. We go up to there. Oops. We go up to here. Don't make it again. Come back tomorrow night. Actually, that's too soon. Come back tomorrow night. Back down here. Fill the CME gap and then go off. You know, something like that. That's quite feasible, isn't it? But it's a guess, you know. Okay, so right, tested once. Okay, time zone. All right. Okay, cool. Well, that's an hour of rambling on about Bitcoin. I'm just going to get rid of that drawing there because that's going to confuse me. I think at the moment I do need to keep an eye on this trade here because that's obviously down quite a bit, and I do need to decide what to do with that. I think it's going to bounce now though, but I think what I'll do is if it comes up here, I've got this take profit here set, which is, you know, kind of at the top of that triangle, if you like. That's to take half off the table. I might actually make that to be everything, because I think by that time of, you know, when that happens, I'm probably going to be out tonight. I'm going out tonight, meeting some friends I haven't seen for a long time. That's going to be amazing. So I don't want to be thinking about any trades. So I'll probably, if I get back in profit with this, I'll probably close it and then not think about it until tomorrow. Tomorrow, I originally had the idea of just doing like 1 o'clock, but I'm actually thinking now that the time when Dave used to do it, or did do it on Sunday evening, might be better, you know, kind of Sunday evening. But I even think what might be even better is if I did it a bit later than what he did it. So I'd do it when markets are starting to open again, like the CME and all that kind of thing. I don't particularly want to do it late at night, but I'm thinking for the sake of the actual channel, it might make more sense. There again, YouTube are going to like it more if I just do 1 o'clock. So there's that as well, really. If you've got any comments about that, either leave them in the chat now, or if you're watching this on a recording, you know, like if you're watching it after it's finished, then leave a comment down below. If while you're doing that, can you please give this stream a like? If you don't do that, chances are that I might not get asked back to do it, and that would be very upsetting for me. So please do give the stream a like, and thanks for everyone who's left a comment. Have you got anything else you want me to say or do before I go? If not, I'll say goodbye. Do check out the links that I posted at the top of the chat today. They are for Stonksy, where you get 20% off the first month, 80% off the Crypto Saving Expert plan. You get, which means it's only £20 a month, and also there's the BLOFIN exchange link. Now, think about that BLOFIN link. I believe what it gets you the same fees as VIP1 people do, which you normally only get by having a fairly high trading volume. Now, I believe, and this isn't official, I believe at the moment BLOFIN, they can enable that for the first month and they don't know how to turn it off. So the chances are, if you join with that link, you might actually get reduced fees forever with BLOFIN. So it does make sense to use it. All right, well, thanks very much for everyone who came along. My name's Saver Crypto. My channel is Saver Crypto. At the moment, I'm just standing in for Dave Stonksy, who isn't here at the moment because he's on holiday. I think he's moving house. And I will be here every day until the 22nd of July. So, yeah, you've got me for the time being. So if you've got any ideas about things you want to talk about, things you want to discuss, then just let me know in the comments, or if you're in the Stonksy Discord, let me know over there. And yeah, all good. All right, so Nanu says thanks, and I'm just going to say thank you to all you guys, and I'm going to stop the stream now, and have a brilliant weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't hear any different, I will do a stream at 1 PM UK time, which is midday UTC. If I don't, then it will be in the evening sometime, but it will definitely be sometime tomorrow. Okay, so feel free to follow me on Twitter, or X rather. My handle is Saver Crypto, and you'll also find a link to my YouTube channel in the description of this live stream. All right, take care everyone, have a brilliant day. Bye bye.